I have 5 important questions which are guiding questions for any person who is looking for full funded programs or scholarships to study in the United States, to study in Europe, to study in Canada, to study in Australia, New Zealand, or anywhere. These questions will help you to determine the resources you have, to determine the energy you want to use, to determine how competitive you are supposed to be in order to secure 100% scholarships or fully funded scholarships. When I say fully funded or 100%, it means tuition, fees, room and board, and the living expenses in general. I can simply say that way. So, bear with me. Remember to share this video with any other person in your WhatsApp groups. Share with this one in your Facebook, in your Twitter, anywhere, so that many people can be able to get these particular questions to be able to guide themselves. Before you want to apply to any scholarships, ask yourself these 5 WH questions. I'm going to mention the questions. Question number 1. What is the level of study do you want to go to apply and to go and pursue your studies? What level of study? Question number 1. Question number 2. Where? Where do you want to study? In terms of the region, do you want to go to study in Canada? Do you want to go to study in Europe? Do you want to study in the United States? Do you want to study in Australia or New Zealand? The region or the country, to be specific. That is question number 2. Question number 3. Which program? Management, law, engineering, social science or humanities. The degree program you want to pursue is very critical, and I'll come to explain why. That is the 3rd question. Question number 4. When do you want to start your studies? When do you want to start? As international students, you don't just go and apply anytime. You don't just go and start studying anytime. There is a specific time for international students to apply. There is a specific time for international students to start their studies. You need to know that. I have to explain that. And the last question is, why should they give you scholarship? Why should they admit you? Why should they waste their time or pay attention to you as a person? They have to give you scholarship. So those are the 5 important questions to consider yourself, to think before you apply to any scholarship. If you think them critically, they will guide you, and they can help you to allocate your resources and to be competitive to apply. So let me go into those 5 questions one by another and explain to you what do I mean in each question. For instance, question number 1. What level of study do you want to pursue? So, do you want to pursue bachelor degree? Do you want to pursue master's, doctorate, postdoc? Because the level of study will determine so many things. Are you applying for bachelor degree? If you apply for bachelor degree, I have even a video explaining in detail why there are very few scholarships for bachelor degree compared to master's and PhD. So you will need to know that. You need to know the reason behind. You know that the countries which don't speak English as a national language, most of them, they use their native languages or national languages into their bachelor degree. So you cannot just show up in Belgium and think that you will get more programs in English language for bachelor's degree. The level of study, again, will determine what types of exams you need to do. For instance, if you do bachelor degree, for instance, in the United States, you have to take the SAT exam or ACT exam. But if you're doing graduate programs, you have to take GRE, GMAT, or you have to take LSAT, whatever. I'll come to discuss this exam in a minute. So those are the few things I want to make sure that you know the level of study you want to pursue. The second question is about where do you want to go to study, and this will be related a little bit to what level of study. So here I want just to put into 2 major areas: United States and the rest of the world, especially like Europe or even Australia, New Zealand. So in general, there is a an English proficiency test you have to take. So there is a test of English as a foreign language, 12, and there is International English Language Testing System, IELTS. On the 12th, which is the American exam, or you have to take the British one through British Council. So that you can take the exam, you can take the British exam, even if you want to study in America, you can take the American exam, even if you want to study in Europe. It doesn't matter. But you have to take the English proficiency test. After taking the exam, in Europe, you don't need to take any other exam. But in the US, you have to take extra exams. So as I said, for bachelor degree, for instance, you have to take SAT, or you have to take ACT. SAT and ACT for bachelor's degree. For master's, for instance, there is this one, Graduate Record Examination, GRE. This one is for for all non-management programs. If you want to do the management, you have to do the GMAT, Graduate Management Admission Test, GMAT. If you want to do the law, you have to do the LSAT. Those who are employed to do JD exam, to do the JD programs. But if you want to do the medical, you have to do the MCAT. So there are so many different exams you have to do. So that's why I say you to know where. If you use America, for instance, in the United States, you know that you have to know, you have to pay extra money for taking these exams. And then you have to know the regulations. You don't take the certificate on your own. The certificate must be sent by the ETS, Education Testing Service, the owners of the GRE, the owners of the TOEFL. So, and that is extra cost. Again, in the United States, there is the application fee for each university to apply. But in Europe, there is not that one. So you have to know where do you want to apply. It can help you to know the resources. It can help to know how many universities are you able to apply. So that is where you want to apply is a region. For instance, in Canada, there is application fee, there is English proficiency, but they don't have GRE, most of the universities. So you need to know the difference. In Europe, no application fee, no GRE, no GMAT, no LSAT. It's just the English proficiency test. So those are the things you need to know. Which program? So if you want to do, for instance, management program, for instance, masters in management, and in the region, let's say is United States, you have to do GMAT. If you want to do political science, I'm giving an example, you have to do GRE. If you want to do JD, so you know, like again, the program can determine to you to do what. So for instance, let's say you do bachelor degree, LLB, bachelor degree or bachelor of laws. Maybe you did a bachelor of laws in Tanzania, and you want to do masters of law. But LLM, let's say in the United States, you cannot just come here because they don't have bachelor degree of law. So if, let's say, you want to do bachelor degree and you want to do law, you cannot come to do law here. And if you have done law, you cannot come here and just direct do and JD. There is so you see, like again, the program you want to do can help you to figure out where you can be able to apply. Where can you be, which university can you be able to go and apply and get kind of scholarships? Again, if you want to do law, for JD, can you, international student, get a full funded PhD, JD? Very rare. So there are few things of that nature you need to understand. Then we come to the question number 4. When do you want to start your studies? This is a very good question because people do not know when international students are supposed to apply and to enroll to start their studies. Majority of scholarships or international students, they are supposed to start a new academic year. So in Europe, they call autumn. Here in the US, we call fall, is a semester. But overall, it's just the month of August or September. It can be end of August or early September. That is when the new academic year starts. So if that is the new time when new academic year starts, it means you have to be sure that you apply in the reasonable time. So this is 2021, for instance. So if it is 2021, you apply for 2022. So you have to make sure that if you apply to the United States, for instance, or even in Europe, you have to take the English proficiency test. If it's United States, you know you have to take the other GRE or GMAT, whatever exam you need to take. You need to pay application fee. And all the applications, they are done from between, most of them is from August to December. Few can be earlier than that or even after that. But majority of the applications is from August to December. So you apply in the year 2021 to go to 2022 in August. You apply 2022 to go in 2023. So if you apply to start August 2022, and let's say you apply 2 universities, you don't get in any of those universities, it means from now to August is a year and a half. Then from 2022 in August, you have to apply again to 2023 in August. So you're going to waste almost nearby 3 years just because you didn't get admission. So that's why, by understanding the timeline, or when do you want to go to study, that means you don't need to have a room for losing. So you have to apply many universities. You have to prepare your application in a very competitive way, not just in those ceasefire way. You just go in today and just apply right now when you finish. No, you have to prepare essay in a very nice way, resume. Everything has to be on point to be a competitive way. And the last part is, why should they give you scholarship and not another person? This is where you are going to do the competition in your application. You need to have a very good person to recommend. You need to prepare a very good resume. You have to make sure that you have volunteered. You have a very good work experience. You have to write a good statement of purpose. Why should they give you scholarship? All those are very good questions to know before you go and answer those ones. And don't start, oh, why should they give you scholarship? You start explaining why you are poor, oh, I'm orphan, whatever. They don't care with those sad stories. Explain to you what are your education qualifications, what are your work experience, paid and unpaid, and what do you plan to accomplish when you go to study. After finishing your studies, what are you going to do upon you return back to your home country? Yes, you have to say you are going back to your home country. If you don't say that way, you are going to say you are going to disappear. They don't give you that scholarship. So all those are the questions you needed to know. I just want to give you in a high level, but in detail, this will go to be described into different way. So I'm going to give also the link where you can get this book, PhD Scholarships for Africans in the United States. There is a link which is also part of my blog or my website, which is ebmscholarships.com. The link will be in the description. You can be able and get this book for free. You can be able to download the PDF, and you can be able to know the steps to apply for any scholarships. But most important will be which universities have those opportunities. They are listed here too. So thank you so much for you for being part of the EBM Scholars. And remember to subscribe if you haven't done so, and share this video to other people who are looking for scholarships or who are looking for different ways on how they can support their friends with the good information on getting financial support. Thank you so much, everyone. This is EBM. Goodbye.